Welcome back to the channel and welcome to this episode of Mark's Garage. Today, we're going to be covering some information about motorcycle tires that you may or may not be aware of. Tires, of course, on a motorcycle are pretty darn important when it comes down to wear and the overall quality. You know, if you have a tire failure on a motorcycle, I think that's a little different than having a tire failure on an automobile. So needless to say, it's a pretty important aspect of motorcycling. So when I purchased my used 2018 FJR Yamaha, I was able to connect with the previous owner. His name is Scott. And when Scott and I were talking, he wanted to let me know he put tires on the FJR just a little past 5,000 miles. And the reason is he looked at the date code on the tire and he felt that at 5+ years, he wanted to put some new rubber on. Well, I didn't know a lot about date code, and thank you, Scott, for filling me in on the date code stamp, the born on date, if you will, on motorcycle tires. So what I wanted to do today was to take you along, show you some of those date codes on a couple of the bikes that I have so that you can possibly learn more about that as well. And that will become very helpful to you as you just inspect and monitor your tires, or if you're out to buy a bike, and especially a used bike, you'll be able to spend a little time looking at that date code and, you know, get a general good idea of how old those tires are. So come on along. Here we go. Let's look at a few tire date codes. All right, the first we're going to look at here is on the 2024 Honda Goldwing. Honda from the factory shipped my bike with the Dunlop. This is the Sport Max 4 tire. I'm kind of honing in right here on where that date code stamp is in that oval box. We're going to have a close-up here to look at, so you can get a good look at it. And what you're seeing here is that the last 4 digits of the date code, the first 2 show the week of the year that the tire was manufactured, and the last 2 numbers represent the year. So on this particular tire, you can see that it was made in the 34th week of 2023. All right, next up is the 2024 Triumph Scrambler. And what Triumph does is they utilize Metzler's. This is the Carew Street tire. And we're going to get a close-up here of that born on date. So the 20th week of 2023. All right, next up is the 2020 BMW. This is the R1250 RT. I have the original tires yet on this bike, right around 4,000 miles I've logged on it so far. And it ships from the factory with Metzler. These are the Roadtech Z8s. There's the date code. You can see the 38th week of 2019. And lastly, we've got the 2018 Yamaha FJR 1300. Scott, thank you for putting some new tires on this bike. And what Scott went with was the Dunlop Road Smart 4s. And here's the date code there, so we can see that those were built the 3rd week, let's see here, 3rd week of 2021. All right, so there you have it. Some information on motorcycle tire date codes. Really hope that was helpful to you. Please go ahead and leave comments about what you thought in the comments section. And really appreciate, again, you tuning into this episode of Mark's Garage. If you like this kind of content, please give it a thumbs up. And certainly if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Much appreciated for that. And as always, until next time, take care.